Hope everybody's having a nice weekend. You are stateside and working one of those corporate jobs. You probably get a day off today, so that's very exciting. Let me see. Are we actually live over on YouTube? We are, boys and girls. Common Man's here. We got Sneeps was in the chat. Who else do we got here this morning? Maddie Harrison, JJL the God, Tesla, Matic Auto. Sneeps having an omelet. But that's right. Happy Memorial Day for those who are celebrating. I was debating on what time to do this. I was like, maybe we do this later in the day since we're in vacation mode. But then I was thinking about it that most people, if you're going to watch it, you're probably going to watch it in the morning, right? Because you're probably going to go on and do some stuff later today. So let's get this out of the way. We got JJL. JJL, I love this energy. Bring on Kyrie. That's good. We're not supposed to say happy, the radio just told me. We're not supposed to say happy at all? Interesting. Okay. That's a weird way to start this week, but I'm here for the breakdown. Or you're not supposed to say happy Memorial Day. Okay. Well, listen, cancel culture is not going to get me. This is what we got going on today, by the way, even though it is vacation mode. All right. We've got So Rare live before lock. So we locked or the game week ended on last night after last night's game, and it fires back up tonight. So tonight, I think it's 6 or 6:30 p.m. Stay tuned. We'll fire up live before lock. Then I imagine that's going to roll right into game 4 of Celtics and Pacers. So very exciting stuff. We're back, baby. Get Yotes in the chat too. Maddie Harrison. Okay, well, I'm not going to, Matic Autos here, smoke some. I'm not going to go too deep into it, into the chat, all right? You guys can't come for me. Not today. We have 2 potential sweeps on our hands. 2 potential sweeps on our hands after last night's Mavericks game. And it's kind of funny because you look at both series and it's 3-0, and the Pacers almost won 2 of those games. The Wolves have been in every single one of these games in the last minute of the fourth quarter, and it still doesn't matter because the scoreboard says 3-0, 3-0. Celtics have a chance to close it out tonight. Dallas has a chance to close their game out at home, their series out, at home tomorrow night. We'll start with Timberwolves first, and then we'll get into some Celtic stuff. But this is what I wanted to let's do this. Let's do this first. 116-107, Dallas wins. They got 66 points combined from Kyrie and Luka last night. All right. Kyrie goes 12 for 20 from the field, knocks down 3 triples. He has 33, 4, and 3. Luka Magic played the drop. Had 33.7 boards. He also had 5 dimes. He had 5 steals. He had a 5-steal game. Also had a block on there as well. He was incredible. Both those guys played over 40 minutes. PJ Washington dropped 16 as well. Who's that guy at Mike's window? I don't think anybody's there unless my neighbor just walked out, but nobody, dumbass. Can we ban Boston Base? Let's see if we can do that. Because I can't imagine he feels good about that. I don't think anybody else appreciated it, Boston Base. That was a very selfish mood on a day that we say Happy Memorial Day, All right, PJ 16 and 8. He hit a monster 3. This is what I wanted to show a clip, and not to drag Ant here, but this was kind of a tough defensive look for him. This is Joe Beret, who covers a lot of hoop stuff. Look at this. So this is a 104-104 game. This is when PJ Washington's going to hit this corner 3. Just kind of follow Anthony Edwards here, who is he out of screen right now? Why can't I find it? But hold on, let's take.
See if we get the same thing here.
And watch him just fall asleep. Right? Let's see this one more time. Just kind of drifts off. He watches Gafford come up with a screen and then just chills in the paint. PJ, corner 3, tough rotation. And that really was like the one of the biggest momentum shifts of the game. That gives him a 3-point lead with just a few minutes left. But yeah, that was like a tough defensive possession there. I don't know where he's trying to go here. Like, again, one more time, like, let's see where he is. So they bring Gafford up for the screen. You see Cat's going to follow. Ant clocks this, right? So now you're going to have 2 up here. And he doesn't really stay with Kyrie. So you can't give him that excuse that maybe Conley rotated and he wasn't supposed to. He tells Conley that. And I don't know if he thought he was supposed to go to the other corner to Derrick Jones Jr., but that's pretty bad. That was pretty bad. He just looked tired. And I don't want to turn this into Ant sucks, because I don't think that, right? I mean, he obviously had that insane dunk. He had a much better second half last night after a really brutal start to the first half. But after the game too, I don't know if you guys saw any of these quotes, but he was like, well, what was it? He's like, the one thing I noticed is they took 31 free throws and we only took 17. I I think a lot of those we made fun of the refs a lot. Shout out to everybody that tuned in and watched on playback with us last night. We absolutely thought the refereeing was horrendous last night. But did anybody think at one point that the whistle was going aggressively one way over the other? It seemed like pretty consistently bad. And like Tony Brothers was just all over the place last night. But at no point did I think that that was what it was. I did think that Ant and Cat to an extent too. Both of them were super aggressive attacking the rim, but Dallas has just been really good down low with the way they've been contesting. And I guess I thought there was a lot of missed calls, but I didn't think it was aggressively one way. Like it just seemed consistently bad. And when it's consistently bad, it's hard to get upset about that. I think when it's aggressive one way versus the other. And again, maybe in a rewatch, I would change that stance there and that Minnesota got screwed a couple of times. I can remember there was a couple of takes where Ant went up on the right side of the hoop, and it looked like I was like, man, that was a lot of contact. But it seemed pretty consistent there. So I was surprised to hear him go. You just don't want to see that kind of remark after the game, especially from your leader and everybody. I think Tesla, you called this out at the after game one, right? Where Anthony Edwards had those comments after the game of just being like, hey, we're tired. Like we're a little tired. We weren't ready for this yet. And the demeanor did not actually have that same swagger that he had throughout the playoffs leading up to this point. And I remember you specifically saying that like people feed off of that a little bit. And when your leader's kind of that way, that's a contagious thing. I'm putting words in your mouth a little bit, but something like that, right? And this is, that's not what you want to see after a game like that with your backs against the wall. I did love Naz Reid's comments, though. Let's give Naz Reid some love, who's actually been like one of the few Timberwolves that has shown up and balled out in this series. Last night, he finished the game with, he played 29 minutes, finished the game with 14 points, a couple of boards, a couple of dimes. He had said after the game, if there's any team that could win 4 games in a row, it's them. And so that's what you want to hear. That's what you want to hear, right? To talk about Dallas a little bit more in this series, I mentioned this again last night, so I apologize if you were here last night, but I picked Dallas at 6, and part of the reason was the Luka and Kyrie thing down the stretch. And this is actually, it's why I picked Denver to win the series too, because I thought these teams were pretty close. They were pretty evenly matched, but when push comes to shove, if you're in a close game in the last 4 minutes of the fourth quarter, they have 2 elite guys who can both create shots for themselves and for others. And I just thought that was going to show out, right? Luka has been to a Western Conference Finals. Kyrie's hit one of the biggest shots in NBA Finals history. You take those two, and with the defense that they had been playing since the trade deadline, I was just like, I don't know. I think the last 4 minutes of a game, you're going to see them take over, and that's what we've seen now for 3 consecutive games. All of these games have been winnable for Minnesota. And I mean, especially right, game 2, they were up 18 in the second half. Game 1, they were winning with like a minute and a half to go. And it's just Luka, and we've probably gone too long without giving Luka more credit. Holy shit. I mean, he's insane right now. And they've been doing a weird thing. And I don't think doubling Luka is going to fix anything. I don't, because I think he's just like a computer brain passer that he's going to find the mismatch. I mean, you saw what he did that last possession of the game. We'll look at some highlights in a second too, where Daniel Gafford's going to just throw. I mean, he's going to throw an alley-oop to Daniel Gafford, who could not get anything going offensively. Gafford looked awful until the last 2 minutes of the game, and then he was incredible. But like you double him, and then he's going to find the right pass. But it has been weird to watch them just like leave Luke on an island against whoever he's covering. And Jaden McDaniels, who, again, was he second team all defense this season? He gets Luka on his hip every single time, and you're done. Once that happens, Luka has a clear path to the basket. He sees Rudy in front of him. He sees where everybody is. He can stop right there and hit that little, like, get Jaden McDaniels going forward, hit the little jumper. He can create some contact and go up with it, or he can find the alley-oop. And it's just, you can't do anything with it. You can't do anything with it. And that's Jaden McDaniels. And like looking ahead, assuming Dallas and Boston are both able to secure W's here and move on to the NBA Finals, I don't even know what the answer is for Boston. I mean, I don't know if there's anybody in the league right now that can stop them. I mean, maybe they at least the Celtics have multiple big wings, like between Tatum and Brown, that they can throw at them. But I mean, Luka has been unreal and they're 1 win away. Let's go. Let's talk a little bit more about Minnesota. They were putrid from their stars were just terrible in the first half. Karl Anthony Towns finishes this game 5 for 18, minus 12 on the court. He went 14 and 11, like finishes with a double double, but it was a gross double double. I think he had what did he? Oh, for what is that? 8 from 3-point land. Ant-Man finishes the game 11 for 24. I think he was 4 for 16 at half, so had a much better 5 for 10 in the second, or 6 for 10 in the second half. Got to the line a handful of times. Shout out Common Man. Although Common Man, did you have 5.5 free throws? Is that what it was? I think he only got 4. Timberwolves shot 9 for 30 from 3. To me, that's the biggest difference between Cat and Anthony Edwards combining for, what was that, 40 points, while Luka and Kyrie combined for 66. They go 9 for 30 from 3. Meanwhile, the Mavies, as my computer froze up a little bit here, give me a second. The Mavs shot over 50. They shot exactly 50% from 3, going 14 for 28. So that's kind of the difference in the 116-107 finish. Not a great day for the pick. I'm sorry, man. I ended up hitting 2 of them last night, which was nice. Let's go over to YouTube once my computer stops freaking out. Speaking of, and we'll look at some House of Highlights stuff. Speaking of, if you were watching over on YouTube, God, my computer's being so slow right now. They're doing an Adobe update. That's what happened. Did an automatic Adobe update, and my computer is now just like grinding. It's also supporting the troops today on this Memorial Day. But if you are watching over on YouTube, do me a favor. Come on over to Playback. There's a link right in the chat. God, this is so brutal. I can't do anything right now. Unreal. It's just so slow. So slow. So we're going to take a coffee sip. I feel like Rudy Gobert the way my computer's moving up in here. A deer on skates, as was the call on Friday night. Speaking of calls, too, Celtics and Pacers tonight. That should be fun. We'll be live on Playback, I'm assuming. Weisberg. I'm assuming Weisberg and Sneeps are back for some Celtics action tonight. This is out of control. I can't do anything with my computer. I can't even switch back to Playback right now. I don't even know what's going on. Am I freezing for you guys? No, I'm not. Wow. Let's see. God, this is so frustrating. I can't do anything here. You're free. All right, Boston Base. You're fucking useless today, Boston Base. You really are, man. I need you to step it up. I don't know if Stan's not here and that's what's going on. You're trying to embody Stan. Come on, man. I need you to step it up, Boston Base. Support the troops. All right. Once we can get over to the House of Highlights, we'll do that. Tesla said, "Is the Celtics the easiest road ever? Are they even a little tired?" Yeah, no, this is the easiest road that I've seen in a while. I mean, they played first round Miami Heat without Jimmy Butler. And granted, listen, this is what happens when you win 60 some odd games. You get to have an easier road. But they played the Butler-less Miami Heat. Yeah, no Terry Rozier either. Then Orlando and Cleveland go a full 7-game series. And then they get Cleveland, who's without Jared Allen because he's got a broken rib, without Donovan Mitchell, and a team that is having a coup d'etat against their head coach, J.B. Bickerstaff. You got that going on. Then you have then the next series, the Pacers play the Knicks for a full 7-game series before they get the Pacers, who now are without Halliburton. So yeah, this is definitely one of the easier runs here. But all you can do is beat the teams in front of you. So the Celtics, assuming they can close out tonight, should be fresh. All right, here we go. I see Boston Base Tyler in the chat. There we go. It is working. Yeah, come on over to Playback if you haven't done it yet. All right, Adobe must have updated, so we can now go back and forth. We love to see that. So we can go over to the House of Highlights and share some highlights. Would you rather be the tested Dallas or the rested Celtics? You know what, Tesla? I would rather be Luka Doncic on my team. I think that's what I would like. I don't know how much that's going to it seems like they're both going to have the same amount of rest. I do think there might be a little bit of I wonder if it takes the Celtics one game. They will have home court advantage though. That should help them out. No, I know what you mean. Easier road versus tougher road. Are they ready to go? I know what you're saying. I mean, I think being tested is definitely useful, but I think the biggest benefit that the Celtics have gotten is just that they haven't had to freak out too much without having Kristaps Porzingis ready to go. So that's been their biggest advantage so far. Porzingis too already ruled out for tonight's game, and I think that probably has a lot to do with 3-0 being up 3-0. Well, Tesla, I think they technically, I know what you mean though. Technically, I think all this entire series has been in the clutch minutes, I believe. I think that's if we're being annoying about it, a technicality, but I agree. It hasn't felt super clutch. All right, here we go. We do have to get to that Ant dunk, but we're gonna do the full game highlights and we're gonna start in the second half here. Let me where are we if we get to there? That's in the third quarter. Let's get right around here. So, all right, let me know if this sounds terrible. If my
No, Anthony Edwards. What a play. Elegant shot. That's a perfect 99 as you just saw. From the strike.
no setback Tesla. I just think they're slowing him down.
Blasting his way inside. Working on Jones. Doncic got a screen from Gafford.
That's what I mean. They could do this every time if they want. These Luka dimes.
Here comes Anthony Edwards the other way. He'll slash right by Green to the hole.
Yeah, see, like that there was like 2 or 3 of those drives where I think Ant has like there was some contact there. This is insane. I mean, that dunk was just incredible. I mean, watching him and in real time, you see him like just kind of gear up like he's about to explode, and he just keeps flying, like just higher and higher, in the words of Creed. One more time. Unreal, right over Gafford. And Gafford was in some foul trouble too. Ooh, Woj with some Sneeps bomb in the chat. Test returned okay on Lively's neck, but his availability for Game 4 is unclear. I cannot believe Derek Lively was not in the concussion protocol. I thought for sure we were going to see that. This was an underrated bucket here by Jaden Ivey, too. Jaden Ivey, Jesus, Jaden Hardy. I was right at the end of the quarter. Really tough finish. Minnesota had just gone on a run. And then Kyrie doing Kyrie stuff, man. He had 3 or 4 possessions last night like that. I know. I agree, Tesla. I cannot believe that he got through concussion protocol. There's Kyrie again, man. Again, how do you... 66 points between those two guys. Again, he could do that for everybody. Yeah, he did, Tesla.
I like this. Come back and double.
Washington, Towns will defend Doncic. Shot clock at 7.
Look, I mean, the arc he put on this one, too, with this rises up over Cat, the touch, man. He's got every little thing in his bag. This was a tough dunk by Naz Reid. Tough dunk by Naz. There we go. So still a tie game here. Look at how little scoring happened in the last 6 minutes, too, on the Timberwolves side of things. The Clampies came out. That's like solid defense from Naz Reid, too. I don't even know what you do there. That's the fastest release Kyle Anderson has ever had on a jump shot. That's for damn sure. Tesla, if we want to give him the benefit of the doubt, maybe they did test him and he like just passed it. I wonder if they have to run more. Again, this is the play where Ant falls asleep. PJ knocks down the triple. They got multiple 3-pointers last night from Derek Jones Jr., PJ Washington, and somebody else that I'm forgetting. God, just so tough, man. And this is where it was over. Kyrie gets into that spot. Again, reminiscent of Jamal Murray over Anthony Davis for the Game 1 or Game 2 win, whatever that was. It was a money shot. I would hope so, Tesla. This is what I'm talking about. Gets McDaniels on his hip. And then Daniel Gafford, one-handed throwdown. And they didn't show it, but on the possession prior, Gafford had a monster block. And there you go. Dallas up 3-0. And are we going to see it here? No. There was a possession earlier, too, or a dead ball timeout earlier where Luka walks up next to Anthony Edwards and has a little moment with him like he's had in the past with Devin Booker and James Harden. Didn't really say what was said there, which was too bad because I wanted to hear it. I also wanted to see if I could find in the there was a quote after the game, and I got to tell you, I I got mixed feelings on this because I love Inside the NBA. I'm a big Inside the NBA fan. I like Charles Barkley. I watch it after every game. The addition of Draymond is a little bit of a bummer. I don't really like it. And now they've always done this, but the conversation around the Timberwolves has felt a little too weird for me. Where I don't, it's just so like Karl Anthony Towns after the game, and I think it is the addition of Draymond that like moves the needle, just because I think he's kind of a dickhead. After the game, Karl Anthony Towns says he's frustrated with his shot, basically. I'll paraphrase. He's frustrated with his shot. He's been playing really well. He's been shooting the ball really well this entire playoff series, which is all true. Cats had a great playoff run up until the Western Conference Finals. And he's been frustrated with his shot performance in the Western Conference Finals and said that he has been taking 1,500 threes a day. Right? Now, I mean, I think any sort of would anybody take that seriously that he actually means 1,500 threes a day? Like, I feel like that's pretty clear that he's exaggerating, being like, yeah, I'm getting a ton of shots up. No, he means in practice. He means in practice. And that he was saying like he's been working on his shot is basically what he was saying. And that was a joke. Oh God, it's rough though. It's rough. I think, and 1,500 is insane. He's not taking 1,500. A weird number to throw out though. I mean, no, but it's a big number. I mean, there's no way he's taking 1,500. I mean, if he's taking 1,500, usually you have to make like 100, right? Or something like that. So that means he's going 100 for 1,500. I don't know. Anyways, they all make fun of him for about, because Karl Anthony Towns' sense of humor is not very good, right? I think that's why he didn't say a million, because he's not very funny. We haven't learned anything about him that's been like, you know who's got a great sense of humor? Karl Anthony Towns. But I think that the conversation afterwards was them just making fun of him for saying that, like, I was like, no shit, he didn't take 1,500. No shit. But anyways, Cat clearly frustrated. Naz Reid was the only one that made me feel good with those post-game comments from Minnesota. But here we go. They have a chance to close out tomorrow. Let's talk Celtics Pacers here. They play again tonight. I mentioned that it sounds like Halliburton hasn't been ruled out yet, but it sounds like Halliburton's not going to be good to go. So I think they've just been kind to say that he's been questionable, but it was pretty clear he wasn't going to play game 3. And now it looks like he's not going to play game 4. Carlisle after game 3 said they were going to be coming for the Celtics or something along those lines. But in this game, this is pretty nuts. This was 2 consecutive games, by the way, because on Friday night, to go back to Minnesota and Dallas, Minnesota was up 18 in the second half. They blow that lead at home, right? And then they turn around, Celtics down 18 in the second half against the Pacers. And then the Clampies came out and the Celtics got aggressive. I think what gets lost in this win, because everybody really likes to hate the Celtics. That's just like a fun thing to do. No one gives them any respect. And I wouldn't say to their credit, but they've been to the Eastern Conference Finals a handful of times. They like choked that one out against the Miami Heat. They lost in the finals. They've only been to the finals once of those 6 trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. So I get it. They win a ton of games in the regular season and they don't win a championship. So whatever. I thought this was a pretty impressive win just because they are up 2-0, right? And the pace, they've lost games before, right? They've won their first 2 series in 5. I think it would have been fine to roll over and die in this game and then just come out, win game 4. You're up 3-1. You get to go home. You finish it up there. And I think that the Celtics really buckled down. And even if they had lost that game after coming all the way back, because there was a point where I think they cut it to 3. I think it was like 93-90 or something like this at one point. And then the Pacers ripped off 2 consecutive buckets. There's only a couple minutes left. It's a 7-point lead. And I was like, you know what, though? Celtics showed fight in the second half. They locked up. They played really, really good defense in the second half after the Pacers torched them in the first half, shooting like 69% from the field. Like TJ McConnell was insane, but they still battled back and then made some really tough plays down the stretch. Drew Holiday with like the steal of his life. Tatum finishes this game with 36, 10, and 8. I believe that is his second or third 30-plus point game performance of this Western Conference Finals. What was more impressive from this, right? Not only he finally knocked down some threes. He went 5 for 10 from 3, 7 for 11 from the line. 0 turnovers. Tatum had 0 turnovers in that game while dropping 36 and 10 on him. JB had 24. He looks great as well. Horford knocked down 7 triples. That was kind of the difference in the second half. There was an insane play. Shout out Weisberg and Sneeps, who were calling the game where, they need a bucket, desperate need for a bucket. Tatum feels like he's got an angle as he's driving to the rack, and then throws behind, like a behind the back bounce pass that Al catches in rhythm, like right here for the shot in the corner. Al knocks down the triple, and that was huge. And Derek White had 13, 7, 5. And then Drew Holiday, who apparently had a fever heading into that game. He was questionable with the sickness and played through it. He finishes with 14 and 9, but 3 steals with the big one coming down the stretch. Yeah. And for the Pacers too, like, just to give Siakam a little bit of love here. Listen, I thought Siakam, I still feel this way, that if Siakam is your number 2, I think you still have a shot at making a deep run. I'll give you that. I don't think I gave him enough credit. He was awesome in that first half. He was really, really good. He finishes the game 9 for 18 from the field. Honestly, could have taken some more shots, had 22 and 6. Miles Turner had 22 and 10. And then Nembhard with the game of his life. The game of his life. 32 points and 9 dimes with 4 boards. He went 4 for 7 for 3, 12 for 21 from the field. And then TJ McConnell played 29 minutes off the bench. He had 23, 9, and 6. He was awesome for them as well. Who actually, Jeb Bush, a hater though. Yeah, if you don't tweet about Kobe, you got to tweet about Kobe. That's how you get on actually Jeb Bush's good side. You got to do Kobe tweets. No, I thought that was a good. I mean, it's not like that was an insane pass. I think like the pass itself wasn't nutso. I think the timing and the moment to make that pass was pretty crazy. I think to do it in that moment was pretty wild. And yeah, okay, it was 111, 105 when he knocked that down. Yeah, so that was a good find. That was a good find for Al, who had been just red hot. And it is weird. I don't think you get okay Al Horford games. You know what I mean? I don't think you get 15 and 11 games from Al Horford. You either get 7 threes in a game, or you get 0 for 9. Like, there's no in between, and that's old man shit, and I'm here for that. And he's been great without Porzingis. It does make me nervous. Like, I really would like Kristaps Porzingis to come back so he doesn't have to play a million minutes. I do wonder, too, if the Pacers kind of gave it everything they had there in game 3, and if the Celtics kind of seize the moment here and want the time off and just, like, step on the throat tonight and wrap this up. That would be my guess. That would be my guess is what happens. I kind of lost a lot of my picks, and my my draft strategy was rough because I was like, I'm going to play Nembhard, who was awesome, and nobody else from this game except for like bench guys because I assumed it was going to be a blowout. And shout out the Pacers, man. Does this? I got a question for the chat. And I know the Pacers, they got the Bucks without Giannis. They got the Knicks all dinged up. How do you feel about the Pacers long term? Like, does this run, the way that they fought against Boston, like, change how you feel about them heading into next season? I don't know why you hate Rick Carlisle so much. It's just such a bizarre stance, but I guess I appreciate you having a stance. Do you think you think about the East for next season? We have Philadelphia, who only has 2 guys on their roster, but you assume they're going to shore up. Although you also have to know that Joel Embiid's probably going to get hurt. We've got, what is this, year 3 or year 4 of Tom Thibodeau, which means that's usually when players start quitting on him. But the energy with the Knicks are pretty good. The Knicks have the opportunity to either just like bring Randall back. Well, Randall was coming back. They can trade. Maybe they make a trade and try to boost up their roster a little bit. Do they re-sign OG Anunoby? You've got the Bucks. Though they are getting healthier with Giannis coming back, they're also getting older. And I'm looking at you, Chris Middleton and Damian Lillard. The Pacers, on the other hand, like you also have the Magic. Give the Magic some credit. You don't know what Cleveland's going to do. So I kind of think the Pacers are probably in this like 4 to 7 seed for the next couple of years. Tesla's saying there's a log jam of forwards they need to move. Well, they do have the opportunity here. So Obi Toppin is a restricted free agent, and I wonder if somebody throws a bag at him. A bag as in like a role player. So Obi could absolutely get moved. But they've got the young rookie who really is only playing blowout minutes in Jarris Walker. And I do think they could do one of 2 things. They could maybe move out some of those pieces so they can let Jarris Walker spread his wings and fly. Or do they try to package him to make them a little bit better now heading in. Jay Blaze says, I love Hallie, but can he stay healthy and can he consistently step up in the playoffs? Yeah, I mean, you do have to see what happens with his health. I think it's a little too early to just be like he's an injury prone little bitch, but I don't know. The hamstring stuff, the soft tissue stuff is concerning. I mean, it's the same stuff we complain about with OG and Anobi, and now this is the second season this has happened with Halliburton. So I do think you're going to take it a little bit seriously. But I think I was pretty impressed with this fight. I mean, like, I think the way Neesmith has developed in minutes for the Pacers, Miles Turner and the Halliburton two-man game has been spicy. And speaking of spicy, Siakam has been great with them. But I mean, this is the best season of TJ McConnell's life, right? I think they have gotten elite TJ McConnell minutes. But I don't know. It's been a fun run for the Pacers. I do think they're probably right where they're supposed to be, and that they've benefited from the Giannis stuff. Tesla saying Mathurin was a big loss for them too. Yeah, that is pretty good as well. Having somebody come in with that like crazy, like pressure cooker energy from Benedict Mathurin is definitely something they're missing, right? Because you do that. I mean, their bench is crazy. Obi Toppin plays 23 minutes. TJ McConnell plays 29. That's really it. Otherwise, it's Doug McDermott. Doug McDermott, who only played 4 minutes, felt like he was out there a lot more than that. A lot more than that. And they also got, like, I know Ben Shepherd had a bad game in that game, but he's like looked okay for them this season. So as a rookie again, I will be fascinated to see how the Pacers handle the offseason. The East in general, I think, is just pretty interesting because the Celtics do. I know, again, nobody cares about the Celtics. They do seem elite. You've got weird vibes in Miami with Jimmy Butler, right? It sounds like the Jimmy Butler run might be over. I don't know if there's still fallout for being unable to secure Damian Lillard, which that might end up being like a gift. But you got Miami, who's trying to figure that stuff out. Orlando, who is going to be really, really good. Orlando's going to be really good, and especially they're like a free agent destination. I feel like because they again getting like somebody who can shoot the ball to come in there all of a sudden makes everybody better. Because we know Franz's three-point shot came back down to earth this season. It was really weird. But Franz is like an elite slash and kick type guy. He can attack the rim with the best of them. And if all of a sudden they're able to spread out that shooting or spread out the floor a little bit, it's going to make life a lot easier for Franz and Paolo. We already know the defensive juggernaut that team is. So Orlando's going to be a lot better. Wizards are going to be awful. Brooklyn, as Jay Blaze said, watch out for Brooklyn. Yeah, Brooklyn is going to be in tough shape. So I do think if a team makes a little bit of a leap, it could be a run. And speaking of that, I wanted to talk a little bit about Cleveland because the Darius Garland stuff has been. I saw the reports to LeBron to Philly, but that didn't seem super sourced. But I did see that. I don't think that's happening. Although I did see Rich Paul refer to LeBron as a free agent in an interview. I thought that was kind of a Freudian slip, maybe. I don't know. All right, hold on. What was it? Oh, Cleveland. So there was a lot of reports about two different reports of Pelicans guard destination. Also, Santag in the chat. What's up, baby? Actually, that reminds me. Should I remind people over on YouTube? Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, come on over to Playback. Two different Garland destinations. New Orleans Pelicans, San Antonio Spurs. If Garland gets moved, that would mean Donovan Mitchell would have to sign the extension. Cleveland leaked some stuff this weekend, too, that was like, if he does not agree to sign an extension this offseason, they're probably going to trade him. If I am the Spurs or the Pelicans, I love the idea of getting Darius Garland. I'm a big Darius Garland fan. I think that would be a great landing spot for both of those teams, especially the Pels, man, because the Pels have to shake it up a little bit. I wonder what they're going to do for a big too. Do you think that contract is ugly? Let's see, Darius Garland's current contract. So he signed a 5-year, $197 million, guaranteed, and an average annual salary of $39 million in 2024, 2025, 36, 30. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, DJ Local. That's right, baby. Is that really that crazy of it? I mean, I guess so. But if you're the Spurs, you got to spend money anyways. And the Pels, I mean, that is what the Pelicans are missing, right? If you can go, like CJ McCollum's not a true point guard. If you could upgrade that, I do think that puts the Pelicans firmly in contention for, that 3 to 7 range or something like that. If, of course, that's a big if Zion's healthy, but they've got a lot of those young wings, man. That's just what they're missing. And somebody like Garland, who's not an elite defender, being surrounded by guys like Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, I think goes a long way. I just think that would be fun. Yeah, it hasn't been close to value, but you know who we can blame for that Top Shot Tesla? And that's slant. It's going to be a slanderous thing, but I find opportunities to say maybe Donovan Mitchell's the problem. Maybe Donovan Mitchell's the problem. Because I don't know. But that again, that's just hate. That's just straight up hate from me. Pores. Yeah, a lot of pores. A lot of pores. A lot of wrinkles too. We're getting older. You know what? But I like myself. I'm going to be fine with it. You guys can't bully me. Except for Boston Base. He probably could. All right. Check the Discord for a great photo. This better be good, Sneeps, because you're throwing me off my game, Sneeps. Let's see. Oh, that is pretty good. It's Bong. Mike Zabong water. Boston Base wasn't as cool. Here we go. We can share that screen if you want, Sneeps. We can let the people see it. Why not? Why not, Sneeps? Although, wait, the window. There we go. Boom. What? Look at that. Look at that. Just beautiful work. Beautiful work. Good job, everybody. Good job, everybody. What else we got here? There was one other thing. Oh, the other last bit of like garbage from the weekend was Jaylen Brown going at Stephen A. Smith after Stephen A. Smith went after Jaylen Brown. Where I guess Stephen A. Smith just put something out on in ESPN, just like some dumb shit about being like he's not marketable, or executives around the league believe he's not marketable. He can't be a star. And then Isaiah Thomas said some crazy stuff. Not the short king. Well, he is a short king, but the older short king said some stuff. And then Jaylen Brown was like, "Tell me your sources." And then Stephen A's like, "I have a journalistic responsibility," and stuff like that. So that was garbage stuff from Stephen A. Smith. But it was fun to see JB go at him. And hopefully the Celtics wrap that up. Yeah, it was stupid. Yeah, I agree. I'm with you. Team Jaylen Brown, baby. Team Jaylen Brown. All right, let's go. I'm going to go pop over to So Rare here for a second just to see how we did over the weekend. And then we'll do our pick'em for tonight. Reminder, too, speaking of So Rare, Live Before Lock will be back tonight. I think I set it up for 6:30. I'll take Brown over Booker, even though I'm a homer. Listen, I know Top Shot Man's going to get behind that take because he hates Devin Booker. All right, let's go see how we did. I haven't checked this weekend, so my lineups. Oh, all right, let's see how did we do from last game week? Ooh, timid, limited tier 3 here in contender. Shout out Andrew Nembhard's 56 and McConnell's 50. Derek White with 49 ball 2. There we go. Limited tier 3. Ooh, we won a rare tier 4. Look at that. 41st in rare contender. And a common tier 2. Let's see. Wait, I shared screen, right? Yeah, I did. Let me see how the champion chase is looking. We'll do limited champ first just because I want to see how my boys are doing. Okay, did it not update? What the fuck's going on? Oh, no, there it is. Who's in first? Rock Chalk. Oh, man. It's been a tough day for our team holders. We had 3 in the top 10. I think you guys all fell out. That's tough. All right, let's see my limited contender. We're still in 337th. Even after that performance, I thought we were going to get a nice boost. Boo. All right, 337th gets us a tier 3 right now. How many points off are we from 150th? Just like 70 or 50, something like that. How about rare contender? Did we 218? I barely moved up. That sucks. I thought we were going to have a better performance there. Hold on, let me go back over. I can't see the chat. All right, I'm seeing the chat again. All right, Joker Rock's in 32nd. We like that. Oh, Tesla said, I was thinking, did Connolly build the Wolves to beat the Nuggets, but now are able to adapt to a different style? Dude, that was I like that take. That was my take on them on picking Dallas, is that they were specifically beat for them, and I think they're gonna roll into this next series. Is gonna be a little bit of a problem. All right, let's build. Yeah, but I like that. I like that take. Mainly because I said it too. All right, let's see what we can do for limited contender, or if we're going to have to go shopping. All right, so we got lucked out here with that Halliburton injury where we can just kind of go TJ, Nembhard, no Lively, so I think it's pretty easy to put Gafford in there. Now, what do we do here? We could go to, maybe if we think it's a blowout, if the Celtics blow them out tonight, we could go Xavier Tillman And then does that get us up to Spicy P? Almost to Kyrie. How much do we have left? Oh, one off. We could do Derek White or Spicy P. That's kind of interesting there. Would you rather do that? Would you rather go Tillman and White, or Tillman and Siakam? Or we could go down here and then do something like Neesmith. Ugh, we'd have to go buy somebody. So I think that's what we would do. That's the first look. Yeah, Tillman is kind of but we're only playing Tillman because we think the Celtics win by a bunch. That's why we would do that. Also, I think I know that they didn't prepare for potential sweeps, but this is going until June 3rd. So this will take us to the finals, I believe. And then the finals is going to be just one game week, which means we only have two live before locks left. Yes, I did hear that, Boston Base. I actually said it a few days off. A few hours ago. Not a few hours ago, a few minutes ago, but it feels like hours ago. Yeah, that's true, Tesla. They should go practice in the Caribbean. All right, let's go see this rare contender. Let's go see this rare contender. I already said that, Boston Base, about Carlisle. That's what I was saying. All right, for a rare contender, I think we start with Nembhard again. Probably go Gafford, Neesmith. Now, we could go Nikhil Alexander Walker and Derek White. That's pretty fun. Or we could try to go. We could go at Horford. I don't know. We might have to buy somebody. Also, I just did a transaction the other day. Someone traded me Doug McDermott and DeMar DeRozan for Mitchell Robinson. That's pretty good, huh? I like that. The NBA Finals start June 6th. Yeah, dude, listen, don't expect So Rare to know ball. You know what I mean? They're football bros. All right, let's go do a pick 'em over on IKB. Yeah, I was surprised. I wonder if he was like a Knicks collector or something like that. I didn't look at it. So maybe he was trying to boost the collection bonus or something and does not like DeRozan. I don't know. Also, IKB added baseball to their pick. So if you guys are baseball sickos, let me know. Yeah, that was a tough pregame quote, Boston Base. That was tough. Yeah, that's true, Tesla. That's a good point that maybe the 9-day break favors the Mavs. Yeah. I don't know. If anybody has any baseball takes, let me know. Let's go over to the NBA though. We're gonna find tonight's stuff. So I really want to lean into this blowout thing, although we're not able to hit the lowers that I would like. I might do a lower on. Oh man, we can't hit any of them. Maybe Al's points and rebounds, but I don't really. I don't know. Let's go down here. So wow, we can't even do Peyton Pritchard at 6.5. What if we do? So they had added these new boosts, right? I'm going to go 12.5 points for Peyton Pritchard here. Ooh, Devers total bases. We'll see if we have that, DJ Local. But I like Peyton Pritchard, get a little boost of 12.5 points. We'll do a little blowout run. Sammy Hauser, 1.5 threes feels fun too. I know he's been terrible, but what if we do that there? And then for the Pacers, I'm scared to do lowers on these guys, but I'd rather just focus on the bench guys here. And like who would get the most run. Shepard's been starting though, so I don't really know. I feel like Nembhard's still gonna ball, like he's still gonna play a lot of minutes. Neesmith with 10.5. Maybe we just do Obi 9.5. Does Obi get more run in the blowout? I was hoping Isaiah Jackson would be on this list. Maybe we go lower on Siakam's 23.5 with this one. Maybe that's what we do. All right, and then you said Devers, huh? All right, let's just do this first. Let's put this in. So that's 25 to win 360 because we did that spicy Peyton Pritchard right there. We like that. Yeah, there's the Stephen A. Smith tweet. Thank you, Boston Base. And a reminder, if you're over on YouTube, come on over to Playback, huh? Come on over to Playback. Come on over here. All right, let's go. All right, so you said Devers, huh? Let's do some Devers. Devers is going deep, baby. 1.5 total bases. There you go. Fired up, ready to go. If you got more baseball takes, fire them in there. I love this. We're baseball bros. I want to go back. Maybe we just do. Also, I can't wait for the NFL to have some picks in here. What if we do? Maybe we just do the normal Peyton Pritchard over here. Just yeah, we do need jump shoot. We need jump shoot for the baseball pick'ems. You're absolutely right. Maybe we just do the. Oh, we can't do the normal Peyton Pritchard. Points, rebounds, and assists. 12 of those. I like that. What do you mean? What happened to my camera? Oh, did I freeze? I froze. That's weird. Did it freeze on YouTube? Let's see. It didn't freeze on YouTube. That's kind of funny. Although, yes, it did. Well, because we're streaming from playback, and it's still frozen. Hold on. Let me try something here. Oh, that's so weird. I shut. Okay, that actually worked. So let's see if we come back now. Let's see. Are we back? Yeah, we're back, baby. Tessa said, hopefully, right before Top Shot loses their license with the NBA, they lean into NBA lore type moments like the way Tops did with the woman who got in the face at the Jays game. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was wondering if that woman was like a baseball influencer or something too when that started to happen, and they were like, but she's not. I was kind of surprised by that. All right, anyway, so back to Devers. We're gonna do a Boston only here. Devers over 1.5 total bases. Peyton Pritchard over 12.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Man, I don't know. What do we do? What else? What do we do here? Jose Ramirez, total bases in course. There you go. That's good. I like that. Let's do it. Jose Ramirez. Oh wait, what? There's no Cleveland Colorado games? Oh, there. Oh, we can't do it. It won't let us. He won't let us do it. Oh, Boston base is salty this morning. We got Austin Hedges, Andres Jimenez, Josh Naylor. This is out of my wheelhouse here. All right, let's go back to the NBA. Let's go back over to the NBA here. Jose Ramirez has been on a heater, huh? Sorry, he's got more home runs than strikeouts. Man, we can't do any of the lowers on the Celtics points except for maybe we do lower on Tatum, 29.5. Although I kind of feel like Tatum's going to ball out, but we're going to do it. We're going to do 28 on this one so we can get back to an even. No, that's not right. That would be 38. We'll save it. All right, there we go. Boom. Boom. All right, gang. I think that might be it here. It looks like Sneeps and Boston base are going to fire up some 2K. Is that what's happening after this? You guys going to ball out with some 2K here? I'm going to end this current one though, just because I got to take the podcast. So you're going to have to fire up a separate stream for it, just because I have to download the audio after this, and I don't want to edit. But yeah, let me see. What time did I schedule? Oh, Stubbs listening from Waffle House. Let's go, Stubbs. Stubbs, you get a stronger stomach than I, because I would dump that out for days. 6:30 Eastern is when we are doing So Rare NBA Live Before Lock. Again, we only have 2 left. This is one of the last 2. We've got the second half of the conference finals and then the NBA finals, and that is it. Appreciate everybody hanging out this morning. Come hang out for Live Before Lock and then Celtics and Pacers tonight, as the Celtics hopefully smoke show. Bring your brooms. You see what I did by you? Bring your ass to Minnesota. Bring your brooms. That was today's title. So pretty creative stuff for a holiday. I'm not going to say Happy Memorial Day because apparently that is a cancelable offense. But Happy Monday, which is a day off for Memorial Day to support the troops. Have a great day, everybody. Go eat a burger or something. We'll see you guys later. Enjoy some 2K between Sneeps